Drew, the skipper, to start the season. We've seen the other skipper still very involved with the clipboard out the other day and stuff. But how much do you chat to him? Will it be all you being the leader on the weekend, or does he have still some sort of say in conversations with you about it?
Andrew still has most say. I'd much rather have him out there and him be captain, but it's not the case at the moment. So throughout the week, I mean, he's still the captain of the footy club at the moment. I'm just the acting captain on game day, and yeah, still chat to Andrew a lot because he's the one who's going to be captaining the club for a lot of years and for the rest of this year going forward. So yeah, he's got a big involvement still, and my role is mainly just on the game day.
Drew, you've obviously captained before, but to captain on round one, is that a real honour?
Yeah, it is. To lead the boys out for the first game of the beginning of the season is I suppose it's good in the sense that you want to be able to get the side off to a good start. We haven't won a round one game in a lot of years, so that's been a bit of a focus throughout the pre-season, is to get off to a good start, because we've been playing catch-up football a lot throughout the back half of the last few years. So we've got to get off to a good start this year to hopefully hold a spot in the top half of the ladder.
Why is that? Is that bad luck or bad management? What have you put that down to?
A mixture. Not consistent enough football. I don't think we've been inside the top 8 at the halfway mark of a season for the last couple. So, and it's always hard once the second half of the year comes around to actually get into the top 8. I think the top 8 only changes by about 1 or 2 spots once you get in the second half of the season.
Are you ready to go, Drew? I mean, obviously the game against Hawthorn seemed a little bit flat and haven't been the greatest starters in recent years.
Yeah, we are ready. The first 2 NAB games were disappointing, for sure. We were well below what we expect. In saying that, we were still in a pretty heavy training phase through pre-season. And since those 2 NAB games, the training has tapered off a bit, and it's been about preparing for the season proper now. So we've had a chance to rest in the last couple of weeks, and we'll be ready on Friday night.
The forward line seems like it's going to have a bit of a different look, at least with the tools this round.
Yeah, it will be a bit different. We've tried a few combinations. There's been a lot of guys putting their hands up. Dan Curry's had a really solid pre-season again. Robbie Tarrant's going to miss a few more weeks. Majak is sort of around the mark as well. So we've got a bit of depth there with the height, but opting for this way for the round 1 game.
Dan Curry plays, I imagine it means you don't have to do the pinch hitting in the ruck.
Yeah, that's a bonus one. Yeah, I'm pressing his case to the coach. But if he doesn't play, then Goldie will do most of the rucking, and I'll just do a little bit if Dan Curry doesn't play.
Drew, what does Luke McDonald add to the back line? And just looking at that third practice game, I think it was 10 goals to 9 against Geelong. Is that sort of a tick for your back line after what the coach said in the summer? We need to work on our defence a bit more. We were kicking a lot of goals, but yeah, sometimes we got overrun in defence. Yeah, we
got scored against quickly last year, a lot in games, and for our defence to keep Geelong to 9 goals in the last practice game was a great effort. And Luke, he's got a good tank. He's got a nice left foot on him, and he's pretty competitive. He's got a bit of aggression, like his old man had. So that's what Luke can add to our side. And we're not expecting much from Luke in his first game, his first year at the footy club. It's just to do the basic things well and beat his opponent and give us a bit of run when he can.
Do you feel expectations of the team have risen this year?
Yeah, I think the expectations have come mainly externally, but I suppose it's a compliment in a way that football people expect us to go well, given how they analyse and have a look at our list. So from the external expectations haven't really filtered internal too much, where we know that we're in our 5th season as under Brad, and it's about time, given how better we played last year, it's about time that we do take another step again.
Do you feel as if you're a better team than what you were last season?
We're definitely a better team than what we were last season, but there's probably 17 other clubs out there that think they're better than last season too, so hopefully we've improved more than the others.
How much of that improvement is down to Nicky Dell? Do you think what has he brought to the team, and has he sort of brought more than perhaps you expected?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he's a very classy person on and off the field, and has a lot of experience, and he's a very good communicator. So his willingness to teach and to talk and to learn in this new environment has been really good, and he'll give our midfield a lot of depth. It'll be just another player instead of players looking to opposition sides looking to tag Brent Harvey and Daniel Wells most weeks. Now they'll have to look at Nick Del Santo as well, so it'll release somebody hopefully on game day.
You've been around a while, but not as long as Dustin Fletcher. What do you take inspiration, or what? What do you take out of the fact he's still running around at his age?
He's incredible, Dustin Fletcher. So resilient. He's still got his pace and his closing ability. When you're on a lead, he's able to chase you down still. It's a credit to himself, and he must be meticulous in his preparation. Breaking, obviously, Simon Madden's record tomorrow night is a great achievement, and hopefully we can spoil the party somewhat.
Do you find yourself matching up with him much, or does he usually take the small forwards? Or?
Yeah, I expect him to probably play on one of our smaller forwards. Cale Hooker and Michael Hurley will probably take our taller players, but yeah, his ability to play on a tall and small is probably unmatched across the league.
Was it in the spirit of the game, do you think, to talk to the Essendon players about what they're going through off field? Like in terms of the Asada stuff, like tight game, end of the match, would you exploit that from a mental, like sledging or anything like that? Do you think that's in the spirit of the game?
Nah, it's not in the spirit of the game at all, and our players won't be engaging in any kind of sledging around the Asada stuff, but all other sledging is open season.
Do you think we've forgotten perhaps about how good the Bombers were at times last year? Everything kind of got swept away, and the achievements they had on the field early, and they weren't in the final, so I think we've forgotten in many ways.
We haven't forgotten. I think the last 2 years they've started as good as any side in the competition, and that's not lost on us at all. Their side hasn't changed a great deal, obviously since last year or the 2 years ago. So, yeah, their talent, and I expect them to be in the finals this year, Essendon, for sure. So that's not hasn't been lost on what's going on off field.
Luke McDonald obviously had a different preparation than most first-year players do with the year at Werribee. Do you feel as though he's better prepared than most first-year debutants?
Yeah, definitely. Most kids who come into the comp these days haven't played against, I guess, men, whereas Luke got the chance to do that at Werribee last year. So, bigger bodies, just for a kid to be able to tackle sort of grown men last year will help him, and to play on grown men will be able to help him in his first season in the AFL. Because I know that when I first started, I hadn't played against a grown man, and my first practice game was against Essendon. I was 18 and skinny, and I'm 31 and still skinny. And I managed to run into Dean Wallace. My first tip and shoulder was Dean Wallace, and geez, it hurt. So Luke's had a season of that to get used to.
And Joel Tippett's had even more seasons of bigger bodies, so he's ready to go.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, started up at Brisbane and the Gold Coast, so he's had some experience. He got elevated, which is great. His pre-season's been very good. He was the best defender outside the AFL last year in the state competition. So he's ready to go should we need him on Friday night.